Creating content, I think we're all human at the end of the day, and the criticism can really get to you. Like, I'm super self-conscious, like, regardless of having thousands of videos online and, millions of followers, like, you still doubt yourself all the time. How you're saying stuff, how you're looking, and...
Do you? What's going on, my good people? My name is Rango Lee.
And this is Mylan Pham.
Welcome to Blessed Boaters, the home where raw and uplifting stories happen. Today we got some very, very special guests in the house. They're killing it with the shoe game, the fashion game. They're killing it on YouTube and social media. And they're definitely hitting it out of the park with their tribute store down in the Renton landings outside of Seattle. We got the Richie Le Collection Tang.
Yo. What up? Y'all spot.
What's going on, guys? Thanks for coming out today. We really appreciate you guys blessing the Blessed Boulder studio here.
Thanks for having us. Sure.
For sure. Today we're gonna go real deep behind the scenes on how you guys are so successful, but also like what challenges you guys face also running a successful business, because you guys make it look really easy. And also we're gonna go deep. We're gonna go into some life experiences that made you guys who you guys are, because it wasn't no overnight success, I'm sure. I've been on the journey with you guys. And so yeah, I'm really excited about all that. And so let's get rolling.
Let's go.
All right, let's go. All right, okay, so first off, I'm sure the audience wants to know who you guys are, and so let's introduce yourself, right?
Sure. My name's Rich. I am Rango's brother. I own a little bit of every business, and I kind of started the YouTube channel, which kind of derived into all these other businesses.
Yes, sir.
And I don't want to get too deep.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good.
Into that. Yeah.
Yep. I'm Tan. I'm pretty much friends first with everyone here. Business partners with Richie, Johnny, and Gabe and Brandon. So, yeah.
Oh, I'm Big Boy Johnny. I'm one of the talents on the Richie Le Channel, and been blessed to just open up different businesses through the channel and everything that Richie set up for us. Yeah.
My name's Gabe. I started off just being the videographer for Richie's channel, and through our long business relationship, we've started a tribute together, and now I'm one of the co-owners.
Yay.
Brandon. I started out as just like I guess you could say a talent on the Richie Le channel, and they brought me on as the manager for a tribute down in Renton, and I'm also a co-owner as well. But just happy to be a part of the team, and a long journey ahead.
So, question for Tan and Richie. I mean, you guys do the YouTube thing, very successful, and also a fashion line, now that you guys are a team. Is there any advice that you guys would give anyone who wanted to start a fashion line or like a YouTube thing? I know this is probably a question that you get a lot because,
I guess I'll go first with answering the first part of the question when it comes to the clothing line is, when we first started, if there's 10 things that, 10 departments in, creating a clothing brand, we were doing every single thing.
Every hat.
And you
Wearing
can't
every
put 100% each department. So once we started figuring out like we were lacking due to just not putting the proper energy into certain areas of the brand, that's when we realized that we need to kind of seek help. So for the better, obviously, we were still doing great, but we could do even better. So once we started doing the right things, started meeting the right people, I think that's the most natural thing. That's how we met our business partners now. So I would say don't try to take on every single thing all at once, because you could do something great over here, but then the other part that you're just not good at could be lacking. It could just kind of make the brand just not look official, right? So definitely get as much help as you can. It's kind of like Richie, hiring Gabe right away because he doesn't have a videographer. He doesn't edit his own videos, so he has editors. So it's things like that will help kind of streamline things a lot faster.
a divide and conquer for you,
Yes,
huh? Divide and conquer for Tan.
Yeah. So
Okay. And Richie?
Yeah, to go off of what Tam was saying, I think just focus what you're good at. At the beginning, obviously you got to wear a lot of hats, but as you get more resources, a little bit more money, you could delegate those tasks, let people shine where they want to shine, and then you can do what you want to do and really give it your all. So I think we were like shipping ourselves. We were like literally
Customer
in
service.
Garage, his garage.
That was a
And
wild
then-
time.
Yeah, we have videos of it too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, cool.
And then, as time went on, I remember it was Chris, shout out to Chris Leverage. We saw his Instagram. He was a big clothing guy, he
Yeah.
like had all the manufacturers and everything. I remember talking to Tang, like, God, this is our guy that'll take our business to the next level.
Yeah.
And then I was so nervous to like even shoot a DM, like, man, he has like Lambos, he has
Sitting with Denzel Washington,
yeah,
courtside.
looks a little cocky, man. He looks a little cocky. Fuck it, we don't need him. But it always stuck to me like, damn, I'm not trying to ship this shit out myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
and also, sorry, we were scaling at a rate where we couldn't control with just two people.
Right.
And,
Probably one of the best problems to
and
have,
these guys.
right?
Yeah, it was a really, really good problem to have, but it could have went
need help.
south
You need help,
if we
for
didn't
sure.
figure it out. So
yeah, we DM'd him, and then he definitely like he handles like kind of the back end stuff,
Yeah.
the customer service, the fulfillment, and yeah.
production.
So to
all
go
the
back to the
logistics.
question, just focus what you're good at when you can, and then delegate what you can to other people.
Yep.
With the YouTube, like a lot of people think that you have to edit yourself and you're uploading yourself, but like if you can just have a vision, have someone else execute it. It's okay. Like you have production here now, and that was pretty big. That was what kind of separated my YouTube channel with a lot of other YouTube channels is they were editing all day and night. Where I was like, I gotta focus on other stuff. So I would pay remote editors. I would give them the vision of the video, and then they would send back a rough cut, and I would tell them, hey, take this out. Put a laughing emoji here, put some text over here. A lot of people weren't doing that at the time. They were editing themselves, but you got to focus on other stuff. So that was pretty big.
Great points. And I would like to touch on a point where I'm also an entrepreneur, and letting go of control is like, in life is very hard to do.
Yeah.
So can you guys touch a little bit more on you guys have like I might say it wrong, but a mother company that also helps you guys with, it's called Leverage,
Yeah.
right? Can you tell a little bit about how you guys did a deal with them and you trusted them with control, and then just share a little bit about how that all works.
I think for the most part, when it comes to all the logistics, the back end, the things that people do not see when it comes to a clothing brand, they pretty much handle all of that. So they own factories, they provide production for multiple successful brands. So they know the ins and outs of what it takes to kind of build a clothing brand on the back end. We do the fun stuff. We do the marketing, the lookbooks, the things that we're really good at. Till this day, I think we don't even talk to the factories at all. We don't handle anything that does the factory. We do our thing when it comes to designing, but they handle everything else when it comes to sourcing fabrics. We've never even been to China with them to do any of the factory visits or anything. So
Wow.
when you have something like that, it just only helps us just scale. So that's pretty much what they do for us.
That's big
to help
because
us.
that's big because at the time I remember Richie was asking me about that, like,
Yeah.
hey, should I do a deal with these guys and this and that? And it was a hard decision to let go of control
For sure.
of your baby.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they don't work for free, so they get a cut of something.
Yeah.
And then is it worth it, that cut? And because I hear so many times where people did make decisions like that where it sunk the ship, right? Like the deal was bad and they're not doing it. But for you guys, like, shout out to Leverage
Yeah.
for like being a great partner and scaling it
Yep.
to where you guys can do these things now and be more creative. So
Yeah,
that's
it allows
big.
us to put energy into possibly other things. So that's why we were to get into Tribute and other brands as well too. So yeah.
Very good. Well, very good. Thanks for all that. Well, very, very good information there. All right, Johnny. So this question is for you. What do you like most about being a part of the YouTube channel, the hype team?
Yeah.
And what's the challenging part about it?
Best part is being able to do it with my best friends. Like, I think the journey has been, obviously there's ups and downs to it, but way more ups than downs. Like, I think when we do go down, we go through it together. We help each other push through. I think that's been like the most beautiful part about it. Seeing the growth is also like a big part, like seeing my brothers grow and expanding their minds to what they're capable of is also equally as like inspiring. So I would say that that's definitely the best parts is me and Richie and Tan would sit literally like around our college years and just talk about things that we liked and things we didn't like when it comes to the fashion and shoes and clothes and stuff like that, right? And so when we were actually able to put what we do just as a hobby on camera, that was like kind of crazy. Just kind of seeing it take off on its own, you know, on its own right was insane. So just the growth, you know, from my brothers and seeing how everybody's just pushing the limit constantly. Like Richie and Tan's just showing me like what's possible. Like if you really dedicate to this and if you really stick to like your guns and figuring out no matter what the obstacle is, I think that's been like a huge inspiration for me. So I definitely would say like that's like the best part of seeing their growth.
Awesome.
Because it rubs off on everybody. You know, everybody in the ecosystem here, you can see there's like growth. No matter what type of growth there's always growth that's happening with us.
Yeah.
The hardest part I would say is the growth as well too. I mean, we are growing as individuals. We're growing as, you know, men. And I think our personalities and our dynamics are so different. So I think navigating sometimes the growth is also equally as difficult as it is fruitful.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Taking criticism from a friend is a lot easier than somebody you don't respect. So, I mean, anytime Richie gave me any criticism, whether it be, hey, I'm not liking the shoes that you're purchasing for the shop, or hey, we need a new look in our curated corner section, or even we had an intern recently that came in and I tasked him to do some stuff that wasn't what the vision he had, and we had like a one-on-one discussion about that. I would, like Gabe said, I wouldn't have it any other way. I think having a boss that you look up to and you're also friends with makes life easier at the end of the day. Because I've had bosses in the past that I didn't respect because their work ethic wasn't there. So when they tell me something to do, it's a little harder to take it in. As you know, they're not looking for your best interest. They're almost brushing off their work so you can pick up their work. But yeah, I mean, I think growing with this team has been something I actually never thought I would be a part of. And I'm just thankful for it.
Bless.
Yeah, blessed.
Bless. Very good. Can you guys think about an example or like of the biggest blow up business-wise that you guys all had hard opinions on and you guys figured it out and
Made you
moved
stronger.
on, or they're maybe I'm putting you on the spot too much.
I could think of an example. I think there was a moment where I was a little more distant from our group, like doing my own thing, not really being present in the group. And there was a time where I just kind of felt like I wasn't as included into maybe videos or whatever it may be, right? And me and Richie literally just sat down, and Richie was like, hey man, you know, I understand that you feel this way, and can you explain to me why you feel this way, right? And I was just telling him I felt absent or whatever, and Richie just kept it straight up. Was like, honestly, it's like putting shots in the gym. Like, if you show up and you show me that you want to be a part of the channel, I'm gonna incorporate you to the channel. But what I think this ecosystem has always kind of showed was like, you get in where you fit in and where you put the most effort, right? So all Richie's asking is like, if you're putting effort, I'm always gonna create an opportunity for you to do it. So all it took was just that simple conversation of, you know, my own internal thoughts, like, oh, am I not a part of the group or whatever it may be, you know? Richie's like just very transparent, like, no, like, I didn't even know you felt this way, right? And all it took was like a simple conversation for us to like, okay, well, if you want to be more incorporated, show it, and I'll incorporate you more in the videos. And it's literally just as simple as that. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah,
nice.
thank you. Thank you for the example, Johnny.
And if you're looking to purchase a home or do a refinance, you gotta hit up my gal, Sheila Lavedia, over at the Loan Factory. She got the best rates and the best service. You can reach her at 425-218-5543, or her email is Sheila, Sheilla, @SheilaLavedia.com. Hit her up today. I've been using her and her team for 15 years. She never disappoints. If you're in the mood for an elevated Vietnamese food dining experience, check out Anchovies and Salt down there on the shores of Lake Washington. Beautiful views and beautiful vibes. If you're in the mood for delicious Vietnamese cuisine and pho, make sure you hit up Pho Bach. They have 2 locations in Seattle. Also, check out The Boat. They have this fire chicken and rice dish. You'll thank me later. What's going on, guys? My name is Rango Lee,
And I'm Elise Lee. I'm Mylin Tham.
and we're the Powerhouse team. 3 local realtors that serve the Seattle Puget Sound area. If you need to buy or sell a house, we're your team.
Reach out to us and we'll help you find your dream home in Seattle. Call us. We got you.
We got ya.
Got you.
How do you guys deal with your successes among family, close friends? haters, you know, sometimes like you guys are actually
the haters.
really so
Gotta have
you
haters
guys
for
are actually like you guys got like really blessed lives, and then you know sometimes some people real close to you might be a certain way about it, and you do feel it sometimes. How do you like deal with that? Because I think that's a big thing for you guys to stay humble, because you guys are honestly the most humble dudes I know, and how successful you guys are. So Richie, Jan, Tan, Johnny.
I would say I don't necessarily feel any like negativity. If anything, I feel more that people around me feel more inspired. You know, just because with the success, I don't think we act any different. Luckily, you know, it's we've been kind of the same guys, especially towards one another.
Yep.
They see that the band is still together. It's not like, you know, in sync, you know, when Timberlake went off, it's like, you know, there's issues.
For real, like there had to be moments where a family member, close friend,
Like the real answer.
right? I want to
He's trying to dig.
let's go.
I got a small family, I said, but
No, you know, you might not feel it,
Uh-huh.
but you know, because I'm Richie's brother. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? It's, you know, and we'll talk about that in a minute. But how about? I mean, wait, can you think of a moment? And how did you deal with it? Where you know, someone's feeling.
let me, I mean, I don't
No,
know.
no.
Let me think. What?
Okay, go ahead, Johnny.
I can't speak on outside people, and I feel like what's good about this is we're so in tune with us. I think the biggest part is that we're so in tune with us, and we're so in tune with making sure everybody that's a part of this ecosystem is transparent, right? Like I would say, when I say like get in where you fit in earlier, right? I literally mean it. There's certain projects that they do that I'm not a part of. There's certain projects that me and Tan do that Richie's not a part of, right? And I think it's really understanding where your value is. And for us, like let's say for example, you know, when Richie got his first like car, like supercar, he was talking to me because I wasn't at this place where I felt financially secure or successful, right? And he just straight up told me, he's like, hey, you know, man, like sometimes I do, because I congratulate him. I love congratulating my boys because I think we all deserve it. With the amount of work that we do, there's never any type of hate. Genuinely, there's never any type of hate between us. It's always congratulating. And even when I congratulated him on his first car, he's like, man, to be honest with you, at first it felt kind of weird because I don't want to feel like I'm like stunting on you guys for what I'm getting. I was like, nah, that's what you should feel like because you deserve it. And I think we've just always been very transparent with each other, even if we feel negative or bad or whatever it is, or we're doing something that another person might feel. We just literally talk about things. I think that's the biggest thing that I feel like why a lot of businesses or friends in businesses don't match or don't mix well is because they're not willing to have those conversations that might make you feel uncomfortable internally, so they don't know how to present it. But we're just very straight up with each other. Like Richie told me, I was like, nah, like I expect you. I'm more of the outgoing, rambunctious, like in your face, like this is us. And I would say these guys are a lot more tame as far as like chill. I'm like, no, this is who we are. Like my boys put in the work to do it. Like I'm gonna make sure they feel good about what they're doing. I'll make sure they got confidence in what they're doing. And I would never expect to be otherwise. Like if I was way up here, whatever, I know that they would do the same thing for me and congratulate me on what we're doing. So as far as like everybody else and like the haters and stuff, I feel like we naturally don't even are aware of haters or the negativity, because as long as we know what we're doing is still a part of our core values, I feel like that's the most important thing.
Thank you, Johnny.
Yeah.
I mean, how does your family feel though? I mean, I want to know like the circle. You know, sometimes when you're so famous and your family and the circle around you, how do
I'll
they
say
feel?
my family's super loving about it, man. They support me, so I got a huge family, and like a lot. I got like 20-something cousins on just my mom's side, and they're a lot younger than me. So to me, like Tan said, it's a lot of inspiration. Like they don't know my ups and downs, but they see just the videos, and they're excited to see that their older cousins doing and stuff. So for me, man, I generally don't. I block out the hate, kind of. It's like I know that they're there or whatever it is, but I can't say that any of my family members like actually. And I think I'm just fortunate to grow up with a fantastic family that really supported and stuff. So,
Thank you, Johnny. And I didn't mean to put you on the spot, Tan. I'm just trying.
In the hot seat.
I would say,
even though it sounded political, I would say it's very true. Tan is he has a smaller family. He doesn't have like a lot of cousins and stuff like that, so it's just more of his like immediate brothers and mom and dad, like genuinely.
yeah. But also, I would say when it comes to the larger group of friends, the more successful you get, the busier you get. So you kind of have to prioritize your time, and that's always gonna be like, oh, is he too cool to hang out with us now? And it's like every time you have that conversation, they have the full understanding of where your mindset's at, and that's the most important thing.
And the results show, right?
Yeah, and it's that's the biggest thing.
Thank you, Jim.
comes
Thank
to-
you.
to-
All right,
to
Richie.
friends, you know.
I know.
All
But
right, Richie, how do you deal with it?
I would say I'm still learning as the years go on. I think down to the core, I think I am humble, and that is like you have your moments where you'll post the car, you'll post like something flashy or whatever, and I think you know what you're feeling at that time, and it doesn't feel right.
Yeah.
So I've learned throughout the years like, hey, I like this, I don't like this, and
That was something really hard for you to navigate because you are so humble. You're like, I don't know if when you buy your first car, you're like, I'm not even sure if I want to post this yet.
'Cause
Remember that?
it's like, who are you trying to please? You know,
Right.
like, you do have an audience online where you're like, I want to start on them.
Yeah.
We all have egos.
Yeah.
And then I do have the side where I'm like, man, this
I
isn't
need
me.
to.
This doesn't
Yeah.
feel
Yeah.
right. You
Yep.
know what I mean? And I think people know your intentions. Like,
yeah.
we could have, posted way more and did all this
Yeah.
stupid, things. And,
We'd be answering to like the wrong crowd, or,
Yeah.
the wrong supporters in a way.
Well said. Yeah, well said, Jen.
So,
Well
I think
said.
learning as you go is big for us, and then just putting people on. Like, it's not like I'm here alone and just like like anytime I get something, it's like literally my immediate response is I want them to experience it. Like right when I get a car, I'm like, damn, you need to get this car. You need to experience this. Or like I got a whip, and I'm like, Gabe, buy this for me. 'Cause you need to experience this. I got other cars.
Dude, something as simple as even taking us on trips with you. Like every time Richie gets like some type of deal internationally or traveling, he tries to fit in the budget to just bring us, just for the experience. I genuinely I've been able to travel so much just because Richie was able to fit me as talent on his budget just to go travel with him.
Yeah,
that's true.
And also, just going back to just earlier, what Richie was mentioning about just when he does post something that's may seem unattainable, always got to hit him with the right inspirational caption because there's a lot of people that post them just like that, but will act like it's so easy. And we've always just wanted to provide like value, like, hey, you guys are in the same position that I was, at one point, and we do try to make it somewhat possible for a lot of people with our journey. So
This is someone that's inside of this ecosystem, and they still give me that same inspiration.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
So,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, can I ask you
Well said.
something?
Me? Yeah, sure.
Well, Richie is, pretty big. So how do you feel? You are his brother. So how do you feel
Let's
going around? And
Okay, I've been waiting this whole time to talk about this. Okay, guys. At the end of the day, he's my little brother too. He's like 10 years younger than me. So like in the Asian culture, like that status thing, it's important to a certain extent. At the end of the day, I'm happy for him. You know what I mean? But there is some times where, I'm feeling like insecure about something. I'm having a bad day. And then he rolls up in a new car. I'm like, it's nice, but no, I don't want to sit in it. I'm having a bad day, right? So then, but it's not on him. It's on me.
Absolutely.
Right? Boundaries, right? It's not his problem. It's me feeling insecure about something. And I mean, Richie in our circle and our family is like, he's very, very successful financially.
Absolutely.
And everybody's like very happy about it. But sometimes when I feel insecure or having a bad day, or I'm human, right?
Yeah.
So then, it's about belief though. It's about, okay, I got that thought. Now what's the truth?
Yeah.
Right. What's the truth? He deserves that. He worked hard for that.
Absolutely.
He deserves everything, all that.
Absolutely.
One day, God bless you with it, then great. If not, then I'm content with what I do have.
Yeah.
Because I do have a lot too.
You definitely.
Right? Like, so just like that, the mind and the ego kicking in,
I
right?
feel like that's being super aware.
Yeah.
Yeah, being aware of it.
Analyzing so many different sides, and you're like, I could be at peace with where I'm at.
Yeah. I do want to say a flip side just because I know you guys so well, right? Growing up, Richie would tell me about Rango. Like when we would hear about Rango and the things that he did in Seattle, you don't know, Rango's a Seattle legend himself, man. So he had a lot of things that was going on before it was like a mainstream thing for people to try to do, and I want to say something where it's, you funded the Fug music video. Like Rango is really a big part of funding Richie's success as far as like taking a leap of faith pretty much on Richie, man. So like if it wasn't for your belief in your younger brother that was actually following your lead, we wouldn't. None of us would be here, to be honest with you. So I just wanted to bring that point up for the people that don't know.
Thank John.
Family ties, like man, it's a beautiful family. Like
And,
I've been the privilege to be around all these guys' families.
going off of that too, of me knowing you guys for so many years, is you guys are a successful family.
Yes.
So
Yeah,
maybe the
absolutely.
inspiration is not as impactful because you guys all somewhat have,
100%.
you guys are somewhat successful. While like my family, I'm like one of the rare successful ones, so it does touch them with more impact.
Yeah, it's really cool where you came full circle here because, yeah, I used to be a promoter. I used to own a nightclub. And then I had a record label. I signed Richie to it when you were 13,
This is
14,
like more
right? And Richie was like, he was rapping at our clubs at 21, at the 21 Over clubs. And then, so you went into entertainment, which you're doing now. And then, what's funny is we came full circle because now I'm getting into, podcasting and doing this, and you guys are helping me out, and so from what I helped you out with in the beginning.
Crazy.
So it's a beautiful ecosystem, came full circle.
That's all energy, man.
The way I really got into this is I myself wanted to be a YouTuber.
No.
I started. And that was kind of the whole goal from the start, working with Richie. Like, hey, I want to shadow Richie, learn from him, and then eventually do my own thing.
Yeah.
But it was difficult for me to get that started. I kind of gave myself a deadline, like a year. Like, if it doesn't happen by this year, then I really got to reevaluate if this is really for me. And I guess during that time, I did enjoy making videos and posting content, but at the same time, it wasn't clicking for me because I kind of felt like I was like not being myself doing these videos. I was almost like having to force it. And so I kind of just had to come to reality and decide like, hey, even though this was once your dream, it doesn't mean like this is the path you have to take.
It's like redirection almost.
Yeah, redirection. And that day I decided, I was talking with my girl and telling her how I felt, and I started crying. Like, hey, no one wants to like give up on something, right?
Of course.
Right. Yeah.
But sometimes you just have to own the truth. Like,
Yeah.
it's not for you. It's
good way to put
not for you. It's not for you. And then you just gotta adapt and own what you're good at. And for me, it was like the behind the scenes stuff. That's what I was good at. What I felt comfortable doing. And so after I owned that truth, I was able to really excel in what I'm doing and just double down. And now I'm on a new journey.
Thank you, Gabe.
Huge. That's huge.
Thank you.
Thanks for opening up about that. Appreciate that. It's not easy being vulnerable.
Look at that. Look at them connecting energy there.
I think one thing that was pretty difficult for me throughout all this is like feeling like I was responsible for their livelihood. That's like a huge, weight on my shoulders sometimes, especially when things don't go right or when they go good. You celebrate, but you're always thinking about like, man, when's this ride gonna end?
Yeah.
I think separating myself from that was big. Like, hey, at the end of the day, all these guys are their own men, so they could all hold on their own. And there were a lot of times when, like even our last drop, it didn't do like as much as our other drops. And I'm like, I really took it to heart. And you are like figuring out how to, improve and what you could do better because you're like, he has bills to pay. This is his bread and butter. So I think at one point I really, really held that really heavy. Like even till this day, I think I do it with like even Brandon. Like I'll just catch myself like, don't worry, bro, this shit about to like
Take off.
crazy, take off, And I'm like in my head, I'm like, how are we gonna figure this out? I think that was one really big thing. And then creating content. I think we're all human at the end of the day, and the criticism can really get to you. Like I'm super self-conscious. Like regardless of having thousands of videos online and millions of followers, like you still doubt yourself all the time. How you're saying stuff, how you're looking, and
Do you?
Oh, he does.
I don't know, because I think you guys just all got like, you guys just walk in and just kill it and leave. You know what I mean?
Make it look
Drop
easy.
the mic. I don't, you can make it look easy. Okay. So you guys,
Gabe, I'll do 1,000 takes.
No,
Literally
he's
does.
not. And I had no idea from the outside perspective because I always watched his YouTube, but being a part of it and seeing it, yes, like even though the take to me sounded fine, he'll be like, no, new take. New take. One more time.
He's rubbed it off on me and Tang, but we're just used to it. Like, oh, you want to do it again?
Yeah, let's do it again.
I wanted to redo the whole thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he was joking.
He's like, new take.
It's not my show.
He's here.
But yeah, you learn to grow with it. I think if you just pay attention to the positivity, it's like you think about how many red cars you're going to see on the freeway, which could be the haters. You're going to always pay attention to that energy.
Yep.
You're going to notice all those red cars on the freeway. But I think I've really tried to channel just, the 99% that do love us and support. And I think that is what really helps throughout the years. And but yeah, you're self-conscious at the end of the day, and you do doubt yourself.
Thank you for being human, actually. I didn't know. I thought you just fucking just have it on and you kill it and you machine.
He
You
just
just go home.
seems so put together and like never say anything wrong. He's always got it. Like, I don't
A lot of
even-
practice.
I know, it's
A lot
just
of
like
practice.
so effortless, right? And I'm like, man.
I would say he's definitely the most mindful, obviously. I mean, like, he's like the leader of the group, Like, I feel like when he spearheads, it's very sound. Like, he really tries to think of every single potential angle, just so we're aware this might happen.
Richie,
yep, absolutely.
do you cry? Yes. When was the last time you cried?
Shit, last night. I mean, you gotta look at the grand scheme.
Yeah, but it's like, what's your outlet? How do you?
Yeah.
Extreme.
Yeah.
I'm
And
not gonna sit here and
Sulk.
Yeah, you're gonna put things into perspective. Look at what you have. So
But it could be really stressful running any kind of business, right? I mean, what's your outlet? Like, I believe like when everything's inside, you have to have an outlet to release it, and then you reset. But I mean, what's your outlet? Like, how do you hold on to
To
all the
stay
stress?
grounded, to stay away from mental health issues.
Yeah.
I like hosting. I like hosting is big. Putting my friends in like an environment that I feel like we can never have been in. Like with our backyard or even like our house and everything. That's really cool to see everybody enjoying like the fruits of our labor. I was talking to Johnny about that. Like, damn, I couldn't even imagine a backyard like this.
Oh, growing up, yeah, it was insane. Yeah.
Basketball.
Yeah, I was gonna say basketball.
Okay.
We are like aggressive in basketball. We are letting our words out and our anger out a lot.
Good.
And
Because mental health is huge right now in this generation, and so, we always want to make sure that everyone's, healthy and just have a good, healthy way of releasing that.
social media is crazy.
Oh, yeah.
When people are like, "Damn, this shit would change you," and like,
Right.
you start acting like you start doing things that aren't necessarily you. And like I said, I went through it. I started at one point. I was like posting a lot of cars, and like, man, this is not me. Like I would just delete the shit. I'm like, how is he gonna perceive it? How's she gonna perceive it? And, I think one thing my therapist told me is stop worrying about what other people are thinking so much. Like you're filtering too many minds. Like, okay, she's gonna think this, because, but it's just like, at the end of the day, do what's true to your heart.
Yeah.
Okay.
Good.
So, what do you guys like doing for fun?
Anything camaraderie. Like, I could play any sport as long as there's more than, because our ecosystem's small and we see each other almost every day. So we can get any chance of hanging out with other people. I'm cool with that. I don't care what we do, kickball, volleyball, basketball.
Yeah.
I think that's what the camaraderie is, the thing that I've always loved doing. So
Always like
anything to do with that.
kicking it with these guys when we travel. Turning like work, and then
Oh, yeah.
we work during the day, and then we're like, fuck, we could really.
We earned to do something, go
We'll be
out.
tired too.
Yeah.
Like, we gotta go.
Rally, baby.
I kicked it with you guys once in Vegas.
That was fun.
Don't invite me back, man. I don't know, man. My wife was mad in the hotel room.
Oh,
I didn't get
man.
out till like 7 in the morning. I didn't get home. Okay.
yeah.
I had,
Back there.
had an amazing time. How
How about you, Gabe?
about you guys?
Me, this past year I picked up volleyball. That's super fun. It's just nice to, like Tan said, the camaraderie. And it's actually surprising. I found out a lot of Asian people like playing volleyball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I always thought like, Asian people, they don't like sports because we're all shorter, right? But for some reason,
Volleyball's it.
volleyball.
Like, what celebrity or famous person death past really affected you in a hard way? Richie? Then whoever else?
Yeah, I would say I do remember when Jonas Bavakwa passed away. He was the founder of LRG. He was huge. Like, he was the first Vietnamese American to show me that you could create a clothing line that people are looking up to. Like the Diddy's, Kanye West wanted to be part of his brand.
Yeah.
When he passed, it was pretty unfortunate. I do remember it, and yeah, he's somebody that I really look up to.
Yeah.
Thanks for the share.
Yeah.
And
I would
Johnny, or
say-
anybody else?
I want to say Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant.
I wasn't the biggest fan, but the effect that he had on others
Oh yeah.
was you just felt like the world just kind of like stopped for a few days, and you could just see people weren't as motivated. So it just showed you what he did post his career was so effective, so impactful, especially like being a girl dad. That's such a cool thing. I
That's
felt
what
like
his
he was
daughter
the
too.
mama mentality, all that. So felt like he definitely was taken for granted. Well, like you almost felt like you missed him when he was gone versus like.
Shout out to Kobe.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would piggyback on that. Kobe for me easily.
Easily.
I was at work, I remember, and I thought it was fake. I'm like, there's no way a helicopter crash. I almost felt like Kobe was invincible. Like,
Yeah,
there's no way he could be gone this early. And I think his passing made a lot of people reflect that it can go at any moment.
Anytime.
Like literally any moment of the day could be your last time. So I think it's a good way to reflect on just enjoying the times that we have and that no one's invincible.
Yeah,
Thanks for
also
sharing.
felt like people were waiting to see his real work ahead.
Right.
Post his basketball career, I think he would have done like
Huge things. Huge things. Yeah.
Thank you, Tan and Brandon.
I think for me, it would have to be the rapper Nipsey Hussle.
Nipsey.
Independent rapper. I would say he was like a spawn of what Tupac used to talk about, like, sparking the mind of someone that's going to create a lot of change. I resonated with a lot of his upbringing, resonated with a lot of his hustle mentality. And, I don't think people really gave him that recognition when he was alive, but definitely when he passed away, a lot of people were replaying his interviews and things that he talked about and how to empower yourself and what the game is really going to look like, especially as an independent artist. So that one I took big time to heart. I remember exactly where I was when I found out the news. Tan texted me, hey, Nipsey got shot. And I remember I found out he died that same day and I cried. I made a song actually post that moment. And it really helped me shift and look at like taking life a little bit more seriously.
Thank you for sharing, Johnny.
Check out our sneaker shop, Tribute.
Yeah.
Renton.
the landing.
Landing. Something big that we're working on right now.
Huge.
Collection.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'll say check out Heavyweights, a brand that me and Tan have been working on for years. And
Heavyweight?
Heavyweights,
Okay,
yeah. We
weights.
got a lot of cool new rebranding that we're doing. So a lot new cut and sew pieces versus just our screen print tees. So we're really excited to roll that out for you guys as well too. So
Okay.
Oh, sounds good. All right, well, that's a wrap. Thank you, the Richie Le Collection team, Tribute team.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks for the tuning in. And if you haven't yet, like and subscribe. And also comment below what you want our next episodes to be. Peace. Peace.
So why is it so important, Ringo?
Oh, we got a big mission out there. There's so much great talent around. We got to put that talent out and showcase it on the world stage. And that's what Blessed Motors is about. Come with us on the mission. We can't do it alone. We need your support.
Turning pain into power, inspiring and uplifting. Our mission is to do something real big, Ringo.
Real big.
Real big. We are giving away 100 or building 100 homes, free homes, all across Asia. And we cannot do this alone. We need your help. We need you to join the journey with us. If you resonate with this and you want more information about Blessed Voters, click on the description below or look at the description below. Follow us on all platforms, Instagram, YouTube, and podcasts. Is that right, Ringo?
That's right.
Join us and have a blessed day.